Yo, what's good? How y'all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. So we are back with another video. What I'm gonna do is first of all explain you the trade that I took, the two setups that I've shared, which one directly to TP, which you have profited from. Okay. So you might ask yourself the first question, which is why do am I looking at oil prices? Well, it's pretty start simple because there is war between Iran, Israel, and the United States. And what does war mean? That means that there's a lot of volatility, and volatility is pretty much simple. It means that there is a lot of movement of price in a short period, which traders love because you can make a lot of money in a short term. Okay, so why oil prices are really important? First of all, if there is war between Iran, Israel, and the United States, Iran is actually closing the Strait of Hormuz, which represents like 20 or 30% of oil supply in the world. So if there's less oil supply, there's more demand. That means that oil prices rise, and countries which export oil benefit from it. Okay, one of those countries is Canada. Okay, so if Canada sells a lot of oil and there's less oil in the market, so they can raise the prices and make more profit from that. That means that the Canadian dollar will gain in value, which brings me to my position that I took around the Canadian dollar. That's the fundamental side. Let's go to the technical side. On the technical side, we're making a series of lower lows and lower highs. As you can see right here, this low, this high, a lower low, a lower high, and a lower low. Okay, so the daily candle, the daily time frame was bearish. But I see that we have this big bullish engulfing candle on March 2nd. So I'm expecting buying momentum, okay, bullish momentum. I waited till Tuesday to have a big bullish candle which closed above our area of interest. So I was expecting this level right here to be hold as support level. On Wednesday, we had this rejection. That meant that we are rejecting this level. We have more chances of price going up. On Thursday, I did see this big bullish engulfing during the London session, and then I entered. I was aiming for a 1, 2, 3 risk to reward. So I shouldn't have closed the trade. But the reason I closed is pretty much simple. Because on Friday we had Canadian unemployment rate, which came up higher than expected, higher than expected. That means that that's really bad for the Canadian economy. Despite that, Canadian dollar is still gaining value, and the reason is because of the oil prices. And I was expecting a ceasefire between Iran and the United States, but it did not happen. So I did profit from it, but not as much as I could. Because you don't have to understand something. You can predict all the markets. Sometimes you are right, sometimes you are wrong. Sometimes you might be right, but do a little mistake. But we learn from it and we keep on moving. The second trade is GBP/USD. So if there's war, that means that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. That means that investors are prioritizing risk of assets, such as risk of currency, which are the dollar, the Swiss franc, and the Japanese yen. Okay, so whenever you see we are on a risk-off environment, there's uncertainty in the market, either it's pandemic or war, expect the dollar, the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen to gain in value. And those investors are gonna sell risk on assets, such as euro, sometimes the euro, the pound, the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, most of the time. So I was expecting GBP/USD shorts. So I was expecting the dollar to gain in value and the pound to lose in value. On the technical side, we were on a bearish momentum, bearish trend. Okay, the daily was bearish. Look at this area of interest right here. With multiple rejections, that means that price has been rejecting this level for a long time. So that means that sellers might step into the market at this point. On, say, Tuesday, we had this bearish candle, which rejected. And I waited for the 4-hour shift, 4-hour break of structure, the 4-hour to change trends. We had this big bearish engulfing. On the 1 hour, I entered, and I entered on this bearish engulfing with my stop loss above, and then took this trade. Okay, the next trade was euro. This one is more simple. You have to understand something. The most liquid currencies are dollar and euro. Okay, first of all it's dollar and then it's euro. So if funds go from the euro, they go to another pair, to another currency, that's usually the dollar. So if euro loses in value, dollar is in value. So why not show euro USD? And more than that, because of the war between Iran and Israel and the United States, that's going to create inflation worldwide and more in the United States. And what does inflation mean? Inflation means that prices are going to go up. That will push the Fed to not cut the rates, which is pretty much bullish again for the dollar. So buy dollar, short euro, which is a short euro USD. On the technical side, you can see that we were on a bearish trend, multiple rejection at our area of interest. The most simple strategy, there's a break of a level, a retest of that level, and take trade. Or the other side, a break down, a retest, and take the shorts. Not simple. Okay, that's why we saw more movement on Euro USD rather than GBP USD. On the 4-hour, we were bearish as well. I waited for this bearish candle, big bearish engulfing, same thing as Euro USD. On the 1-hour, saw this big bearish engulfing, entered with my stop loss above, and I profited from a 1, 2, 3 RR. You know, that's what's up. So on the next upcoming week, I'm gonna take trades. I'm gonna share them on my Twitter account, which I'm gonna share below the YouTube video. And if you are interested, y'all can follow along on Twitter. And also, be aware that the war is the most important thing right now, the geopolitical tension. If there is still war between Iran and the United States and Israel, the dollar may gain more value. And if the war stops or we have a little ceasefire, we will have less dollar strength. That means the dollar will lose in value and expect the pound to gain in value. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.